I read a Taoist parable about the usefulness of being useless. The story goes that an apprentice carpenter notices a grand old oak tree by a shrine. He wants to cut it down, but his master warns him off, saying the tree is worthless. Anything made from its timber would rot, split, or ooze sap. That night, the sacred tree appears in the master's dream and explains that it has deliberately made itself useless. It had seen how all the useful trees met their bitter end in their prime. This tree, by contrast, is perfectly happy just being a tree. If only I could say the same about myself. I'm someone who has always strived to be useful, at work, in the world, in general. But this summer really challenged that mindset. I was facing uncertainty and changes in both my personal and professional life, and this was the perfect recipe for an existential crisis. I found myself swinging between a desperate urge to prove my worth and a deep sense of dejection. I couldn't force myself to do anything, which was unsettling, because I'm normally the sort of person who just gets on with things. I mean, if there's something to be done, you do it, right? Apparently, not this time. So I decided to try being useless in some ways and be more useful to myself. Because not only was the oak tree content just being a tree, people actually enjoyed the shade and sanctuary it provided. Its so-called uselessness was, in fact, a quiet form of usefulness to itself and to others. I guess I just had to give a go at just being me. Well, easier said than done, when sometimes I'm not sure who I even am. Thankfully, my old friend Rolla May helped me out. He reminded me that it starts with choosing to be alive. Because the terrifying fact is that we are free to die whenever we want, but we choose not to. It's a profound choice we make every single day, every single moment. Recognizing this is the first step towards being fully human. But he also believed that to be truly alive, to experience our full humanity, we must become conscious of ourselves. That starts with experiencing our own bodies and our feelings. This was hard amidst all my mental chaos. It was late summer, so I made an effort to enjoy the warm days, knowing they wouldn't last. I spent time in nature, lingering on my walks, sampling blackberries from every respectable bramble bush, making jam, and simply standing outside, feeling the warmth of the sun on my face and listening to the leaves rustle. I'd lay on the grass for hours, watching the clouds and feeling the earth have my back. My neighbors probably spotted me and thought I'm a bit balmy, but I didn't care. These moments helped me reconnect with my body and gave me courage to face that chaos. I realized that being fully alive means choosing to feel deeply and indiscriminately, appreciating both the good and the bad. As this awareness kept unfolding, I started asking, what do I actually want? Not what I should want or what would make me productive, but what I genuinely wanted. It can feel selfish to choose yourself, just as the oak tree did. It chose to be useless so it could remain a tree, rather than be cut down to become someone else's boat or cabin. We live in a time where our very existence seems like a mistake to us and a disaster for the planet, so we try to erase ourselves to accommodate others. But as May pointed out, to never choose ourselves is, in a sense, to die. Let me be clear, this isn't about rejecting other people or not considering others' needs. May believed that true strength is being able to immerse yourself in relationships and community while remaining your unique self. You can be deeply connected to others and be yourself. But here's the catch. if you don't know what you want, how can you be yourself? And if you're not yourself, how can you genuinely flourish, connect, or contribute anything real to the world? That's part of what the oak tree was trying to say. I withdrew from some social commitments, realizing I was often going out of obligation rather than genuine desire. I used that time to read and reread books I love. This is also where things got a bit challenging, though, and uncomfortable, because when you start saying no to things, people obviously notice. I had to sit with the worry that I was being difficult or letting people down. There were moments when I questioned whether I was just being lazy or self-indulgent, whether I was being selfish. But this was my time to courageously sit with whatever coming up, however unpleasant. Choosing yourself brings anxiety and guilt. That's part and parcel of becoming the unique human being that you are. I had to take responsibility for those feelings, sit with them, journal them, and spend quiet nights dealing with the inevitable FOMO. The wonder and beauty of all this is that it allowed me to return to the world with greater peace and contentment. When I re-engaged with my social commitments, I no longer felt so tormented or conflicted. I genuinely felt happy to be around others. As this was going on, something else started happening. I'm someone who has vivid dreams, but during this period, my dreams became even more vivid and crazy. So I started paying more attention. My nights were filled with the likes of cyberpunk zombies infiltrating my tech and angry, prowling lions, though they didn't seem angry with me. And these dreams had nothing to do with anything I'd been watching or reading. So I journaled them, and when I felt my dreams were incomplete, I tried active imagination to understand what they were trying to tell me about what I might be avoiding or repressing. I also paid attention to my impulses and spontaneous thoughts, not always acting on them, but simply recognizing what was arising. The point here was to begin a dialogue with parts of myself I had ignored, what Carl Jung called the unconscious. It helped me find unexpected solutions to some of my knottiest issues. All in all, August was a month of marination, the beginning of a painful but necessary alchemical process. I don't think I'm out of the Vas Hermeticus, the metaphorical crucible, just yet. But the summer gave me the courage to do something I'd always wanted to do but had put off for years. I finally walked 100 kilometers alone in Spain. But that's a story for another time. For now, I'm still here, just like the old oak tree, telling you stories. Perhaps one day I'll look back and see how my useless season was the most useful of them all. Till next time.